Daisy Ridley's upcoming Star Wars film is said to be taking place 15 years after the events of Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. Many fans have questions like who will be the villain or antagonist? How is Rey, a divisive character in general, solely going to rebuild the Jedi Order herself? When will the movie come out? And is the movie going to carry the title of Episode 10? I want to answer these questions and explain what I want to see from Daisy Ridley's Rey Star Wars movie. Before we get into the video, I would appreciate it if you smash that like button and hit subscribe. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by June 1st of this year, and I can't do it without you, Senators. Let's get started. Daisy Ridley's Star Wars film was announced at Star Wars Celebration 2023, following many teases that she would return to the franchise. Lucasfilm's President Kathleen Kennedy announced the film alongside a James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi or Force movie and a Dave Filoni movie set around the events of the Mandalorian's universe. Charmin Obaid-Chinoy was announced as the director of the project, and then a special guest, Daisy Ridley herself, came on stage to reveal this movie was set to be about Rey's journey in rebuilding the Jedi Order. The film is set to take place 15 years after the events of Episode 9, and in a Collider interview, Ridley herself has said, "I'm very excited. The story is really cool. I'm waiting to read a script because obviously I don't have any other updates. It's not what I expected, but I'm very excited." Recent reports have stated that this movie is not carrying the label of Episode 10. Some believe the film was named Star Wars Episode 10, A New Beginning, but that does not seem accurate. As of right now, all we know for sure is the film will be centered around the formation of a new Jedi Order, just as pitched to fans at Star Wars Celebration 2023. The biggest question of all is, what should we expect from this film? It's possible the antagonist of the series could be the Grisk, the same species that terrified Thrawn himself. Perhaps it could be a Sith acolyte, eager to carry forward Palpatine's plans and usher in a new empire. The reality is we don't know what to expect in terms of the plot, but I'm going to share with you what I hope to see from the movie. I have to preface that this theory relies on the fact that Ahsoka is alive 15 years after the events of the sequel trilogy. We were able to determine in one of my live streams that Ahsoka would be around the age of 85, so it's possible she is alive. Dave Filoni has also neither confirmed nor denied Ahsoka's voice at the end of The Rise of Skywalker means she's dead. As Rey attempts to unite the scattered Force-sensitive beings, differing philosophies on the nature of the Force will likely emerge. Some Jedi believe in a strict adherence to the light side, while others argue for a balance between light and dark. A charismatic Jedi may rise up, advocating for a radical departure from traditional Jedi teachings. This new faction sees the Force as a spectrum, rejecting the view that one can only be light or dark. Rey and the more traditional Jedi clash with this faction, leading to a fracture within the Jedi Order. The conflict escalates into a full-blown civil war between the factions, each vying for dominance and the right to define the true path of the Jedi. Rey, torn between loyalty to the old ways and the need for adaptation, seeks a middle ground. Ahsoka, with her unique perspective, attempts to mediate and guide the warring factions toward a compromise. She shares her experiences, emphasizing the importance of individual journeys within the Force. Rey, inspired by Ahsoka's teachings, strives to find a balance that allows for diversity in the ways of the Jedi while maintaining a collective commitment to peace and justice. In a climactic battle, the factions converge on a sacred Jedi world, where the fate of the Order hangs in the balance. The story concludes with Rey, Ahsoka, and the leaders of the factions standing together, pledging to learn from one another and forge a new path for the Jedi. The galaxy, though scarred by the recent conflict, begins to heal as a more resilient and adaptable Jedi Order emerges, ready to face the challenges of the future. I think this would be a compelling story because it makes the good guys, namely the Jedi, the bad guys in a sense. It makes sense that in a galaxy where the Jedi have been absent for several years, there could be competing ideologies on how the Jedi should interact with the rest of the galaxies and how they should perceive the Force. This would allow us to steer away from the Sith and let the villain be more of a dark Jedi. And it would make for a great standalone film. Many fans are skeptical of another trilogy. With this plot, you could easily make a one-and-done movie. That also sets up the possibility for future stories. Daisy Ridley's Star Wars movie will likely come out in 2027. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below, and check out my recent video going into detail on a wild Mace Windu theory.